In 216 number 1, it says, what is 3x squared minus 5x plus 5 squared subtracted from this expression? So first thing I need to do is find out what is this squared. So again, I've done this here. I've got a trinomial times a trinomial. So I triple distribute. Distribute the 3x squared to all three terms, right? I'm doing the same thing times the same thing. Then I take negative 5x, distribute it to all three terms. I take the 5, distribute it to all three terms. So that's all this work shown here. And when we combine like terms, I end up with 9x to the 4th minus 30x cubed plus 55x squared minus 50x plus 25. Now, it said, if I said what is 3 subtracted from 5, right? So what we're doing is the 5 is going to be on the top, the 3 is going to be on the bottom, and then I'm going to change the bottom sign. Really, that's 5 minus 3. So what I'm doing here, I'm subtracting this from this. So this expression here is going to be on top, which I've written here. And then the result I got here is going to be on the bottom, and all the signs are going to change. So this was a minus, became minus, the negative became positive 30, minus, plus, minus. So now everything is lined up. Now I just go ahead and combine like terms in each row with my constants, my x's, my x squareds, x cubes, and x to the 4th. So we end up here with negative 3x to the 4th plus 39x cubed minus 62x squared plus 57x minus 44. So some questions here. What is the leading coefficient? Well, that would be negative 3. What is the degree of the polynomial? That's the highest exponent, so that would be 4. And then what is the constant, right? A constant is just the number with no variable, so that would be negative 44. All right, in the second one, it says, what is the result when 1/2 is multiplied by the product of 5x squared plus 2x minus 1 and x squared plus x minus 1? So, again, I've got a trinomial times a trinomial. So I'm going to triple distribute. Take 5x squared, distribute it to all three terms. Take 2x, distribute it to all three terms. Take negative 1, distribute it to all three terms. Again, that's the work shown here. I combine like terms and I end up with 5x to the 4th plus 7x cubed minus 4x squared minus 3x plus 1. Now, then it says when 1/2 is multiplied by that, so now I'm taking 1/2 and I am distributing it to all of the terms. So I end up with 2.5x to the 4th plus 3.5x cubed minus 2x squared minus 1.5x plus 0.5. So again, the leading coefficient, the number in the front of the first term, 2.5. What is the degree? The highest exponent is 4, so we would say 4th degree. And what is the constant? The constant is 0.5, the number with no variable. Okay? Okay, in 217, we need to solve each of these quadratic equations. So in number 1, what I'm going to start to do is try and isolate for x here. So first I'm going to add 4 to both sides. So now this is 32. Then I want to get rid of this 2 out front, right? So you see here I divide both sides by 2. So then I end up with x minus 2 squared equals 16. Now I need to get rid of the square. So then I take the square root of both sides. So now I end up with x minus 2 equals, right, when we take the square root, we need to remember there's a positive and a negative. So I get x minus 2 equals plus or minus 4. Final step, I add 2 to both sides. So now I have x equals 2 plus or minus 4. So that gives me two solutions. So if I do 2 plus 4, that gives me 6. So one of my answers is 6. And then 2 minus 4 would be negative 2. So the other answer is negative 2. Okay, in the second one, I've got 2y plus 1 squared equals 3y squared plus 6. So again, I start here by simplifying. 2y plus 1 times 2y plus 1. You'll see I double distribute here. Combine like terms. Now, to go from here to here, again, if we're finding the solutions to a quadratic, we need it equal to 0. So I needed to get rid of the 3y squared and the positive 6. So I did minus 3y squared from both sides. That gave me y squared. I did minus 6 from both sides. The 1 minus 6 gave me negative 5. Now, at this point, now we're just at a situation where I'm doing sum, product. So I want to know what multiplies to negative 5 and adds to 4. So plus 5 minus 1. And then here, right, our solutions will have the opposite sign. So I'll get y equals 5 and y equals positive 1.